Alright, here we go. Budget Nin versus Captain Sisay. Round 2. This time, it's personal. Alright, I was pretty salty about the last game, given the fact that I feel like I would have just blown out Turbo Bird if he had not gotten turn 1 Soul Ring with the hand that I had. And just struggling the whole game against the Soul Ring that you can't kill is really frustrating. But I have a very solid hand this game too. Going first with 2 islands and a counterspell to defend, and Trinket Mage, provided I can hit 1 more land drop, Trinket Mage into my own Soul Ring, into Worn Power Stone, and then smooth sailing from there, right? Alright, and he did not mulligan this game, so we're both keeping our opening hands. Here we go. Come on. No Soul Ring. No Soul Ring, I believe. I believe! Ah, the suspense. And look, come into play, tap land. No Soul Ring for you, Mr. Turbo Bird. At least not this turn. Alright, play Swiftwater Cliffs, which is actually pretty much the perfect top deck. I don't expect there's anything I need to counter on turn 2. I mean, short of Sylvan Library, I guess maybe Gaddock Teague would be a really big problem. And he's almost certainly playing that card. But I need to get the second mana in play, and I need to take the risk to do it because my entire hand costs 3. And I'm not going to be doing anything if I just come into play tap land on turn 3. So well worth the risk, I think, in my opinion. And even if he does have Soul Ring, I could still counter Captain Sisay the next turn. And fortunately, he's got nothing, which makes me very happy. Ah, Talrend. Alright, it's official. I'm cutting this piece of garbage. I've played a bunch of paper games with Talrend in my deck, and I just never, ever, ever want to play it. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon, but it's such a win more card. And I guess maybe if I played more multiplayer, it would make more sense to use Talrend. Maybe I would use it in multiplayer. But in 1v1, this card just sucks. You just don't want to play a 4-mana guy that doesn't do anything immediately, and the Drakes just aren't good enough to matter also. So I'm going to figure out something to use in place of Talrend that's budget. Probably something in the 2 to 3 mana range. I think probably maybe just Miscalculation might be worth it. Just the cycling counterspell. And I don't know, if I could think of something that was cheap that had like 3 toughness. Something kind of like Baral, actually, that would take the place of Baral, like a 1/3 blue 2-drop that did something besides just sit there on the board. Maybe that'd be worth using. I guess there's that wizard that allows you to look at the top 2 cards that cost 2 mana and then like put a sorcerer instant into your hand. That might be worth using, actually, in place of Talrend, because Talrend just sucks. I need a lower curve anyway, so you're out of here, dude. This game pretty much decided that, in my opinion. But I'm going to play the Trinket Mage, because getting a creature plus a Soul Ring is well worth it. And of course, tutoring for the Soul Ring means I can't naturally draw it. And that is an argument for playing the Worn Power Stone instead. But once I play Trinket Mage, or once I draw the Soul Ring, the Trinket Mage loses a lot of value. So I'm pretty happy with this. Mangara of Karandor. Interesting. Man, it exiles lands too. That's nasty. Okay, well that makes the Processor a lot more risky to play. And there's a lot of different ways. I drew a land, which is great. And there are a lot of different ways I could have played this hand. I kind of feel like I played this turn wrong too. I feel like I should have baited with Nin the Pain Artist. And that would have protected. Well, I mean, it would have protected my red mana source, honestly, which would have made Counterflux relevant. But the more I thought about it, I kind of decided that if he's going to use Mangara of Karandor, then I'm going to just kill him with Phyrexian Processor, because I don't think that his All Legends deck probably plays very many ways to kill a Processor. Maybe he's got Nature's Claim in there, maybe he's got Curse Grip or Beast Within or something, maybe a few utility cards. But my suspicion is he can't really deal with the Processor, especially not if I have a counterspell or 2 to protect it. So with that in mind, I am going to run a bit of a bluff here. And my entire plan is that I want him to kill the Swiftwater Cliffs. And the way that I induce him to do that is I tap down to 2 blue mana, and I get 2 mana artifacts into play. Because I know that I have a counterspell in my hand to protect the Phyrexian Processor. And if he kills my Swiftwater Cliffs and goes and fetches his Captain Sisay, I'm pretty sure the Processor can outrun it if I pay a ton of life. Because there are no legendary creatures that can deal with 20/20 black minions. At least not in the early going. So I'm going to do this. So this looks like a weak play, right? I tap down to 2 blue when he's got a basically a strip mine in play. But it's all a setup to get him to use his Mangara of Karandor right now. So if I play Nin there, he probably kills, maybe he kills one of the Soul Rings, maybe he kills my red. And sure enough, he takes the bait. Beautiful. Oh no, he killed my red mana source. What am I going to do? And he plays Oracle of Moldea. Huh, well that was unexpected. He does have a Plains on top, which is kind of bad for me. And he's got Growing Rights of Erlemach, the new Gaia's Cradle enchantment. But he only has one land to go with, or one creature to go with it, so I'm not concerned about that at all. Okay. Well, I could really, really punish him by drawing a red mana source right now. Mountain would just be amazing. But regardless of what I draw, okay, Forbid's even better. Honestly, that's insane. Okay, great. So, play Processor. Lose 20. Smash. God, I almost feel like I should have paid 26 life here. Just to guarantee that he would not be able, he would have to block every turn. Although, I guess if I pay 26, I'm done. No, that would be terrible. What am I thinking? If I pay 26, I lose. Because then he just hits me with these two and I'm dead. Well, I mean, I guess I don't have to attack with the Trinket Mage. But that would still be stupid. I think 20/20 minions are just about right. Right about the right size. And then he has Kitaki War's Wage. Good lord. I have 3 land and 3 artifacts. So, yeah, that's getting Forbid. And I'm certainly going to buy it back because I have no red mana anymore. And as we established before, Tolerant is a piece of garbage. So, throw that guy away. He's like half a counterspell, and that's all he's good for. And I do have Forbid and counterspell, but he does have a lot of mana in play. I really, really have to hope he doesn't have an answer to the Processor, because I could easily lose this game given the fact I have no red. He's got Captain Sisay, which is okay. Suddenly, like, he's got all his land. Where the hell did all that land come from? He's got 7 mana? Jesus. Alright, I take 2. He's got this dorky guy out. It's kind of cool in the 30 life format. Alright. Terramorphic Expanse. Red acquired. Alright, I'm just going to make a minion right now, just because of Croson Grip. If he does have Croson Grip, at least I get a 20/20 minion out of for the deal, which he will struggle to deal with. Hit him for 2. Since he's certainly not going to be attacking into a 20/20. Alright, well, he's on a very fast clock. He's got Ugin the Spirit Dragon on top of his deck, which isn't... Let's see, yeah, that's 1 or more colors. Yeah, it kills minions, actually, because they're not colorless. But he's going to use Sisay anyway to get something better. So the first card he reveals, you guys want to try to guess? 3, 2, 1, Omnath. Alright, that's an interesting choice. I guess his idea is that he can start floating green mana between turns and overwhelm my counter magic. But I think the reason why he wants to play Omnath here is because if you look at his mana, his answer to the Processor is the Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, which is the creature we saw last game. And yeah, all he's really got to do is just say, done. Tap 3 green, untap, use Captain Sisay, get Ulamog, and basically destroy me with it. So inexplicably, after getting Ulamog, he just cast this. I don't understand. Like, what the hell are you thinking? What's up, Turbo Bird? Sure, yeah, have a 4/4. Alright, gonna go get red. Alright, awesome. Drew Command Tower. Okay, so I'm gonna smash him. He just takes 20 on the chops. Okay, so, question. I have the ability to forbid and counterspell this turn, but I really feel that his only real answer to this dilemma is probably something very large, something like an Eldrazi. And with that in mind, I'm not going to need to counter twice. So I decided that I'm going to let my guard kind of down a little bit, and I'm going to play Min here. Because it does at least give me a redraw. And the truth of the matter is that if I get a Nin activation off, even if this board goes to shit somehow, I have a reasonable chance of drawing into either Rolling Earthquake or Earthquake itself, and just winning the game directly with Burn. So I'm going to make another minion. Has sorcery speed for Croson Grip defense. He's got Lightning Greaves on top. I'm just going to go Sisay again. Anyone care to hazard a guess this time? It is Linvala. Huh. Well, that's a very good counter to Nin, and it is a flyer, but I'm at 9, so it's not a pressing urgency. And he's going to run out of time really quickly against these minions. And I decide I need both counterspells. So Linvala is dangerous. It certainly shuts down Nin. And I think you could make a reasonable argument for countering it because it is potentially pressure and damage, as well as something that shuts down Nin, and I could just draw more counterspells with Nin to replace the Forbid. But I decide that the position is just too tenuous, and I need to just wait. And then he plays Growing Rights of Itlimoc, and I am so glad I did not counter Linvala, because if he had played this, he would have gotten Gaia's Cradle, at the end of the turn, which means that Gaia's Cradle plus these 4 guys plus all those lands means he gets Ulamog. And that could prove very problematic. So, of course, I'm going to counterspell the Growing Rights, which I knew he had drawn earlier in the game. I'd just forgotten about it. Alright, he can't attack. And the activated abilities of the minion cannot be activated. Alright, taps 1 green mana. I drew an island. Pretty handy. Alright, giant minions rampaging. And there's some chumping. I agree with this block, given the fact that this shuts off Nin, and this thing at least does something. It carries mana over to his next turn. And the truth is that if he top decks a land, he is going to get Ulamog. However, I am going to have 3, I guess I'm going to have 2 20/20s. And while Ulamog can block and kill 1 20/20, actually I would just counterspell the Ulamog, of course, even after the proc. So he'd kill Processor and a minion, and I'd still have 2 20/20 minions, which would be enough to wrap the game up. So I kill both those things. I'm going to make another minion. Just hold the island here. There's a bluff. He's got 1 green. He's using Captain Sisay again. And this time, Addison, Angel of Hope. Back from last game. That is actually a phenomenally good answer, at least in the short term. Given the fact that, well, it's actually the perfect answer, right? Because he's got 3 indestructible blockers against my 3 attackers. And then he can attack me for lethal. So thankfully I have this counterspell that I saved when I didn't counter the Lenvala in the first place. And with the inevitable outcome in front of him, Mr. Turbobird concedes. I thought this was a really, really cool game, actually. Just very tenuous position after that Mangara, but I feel like I did a good job baiting him, developing the board, getting the Phyrexian Processor down as the sole game plan for winning, and was able to basically ignore Captain Sisay, because that's one way you can circumvent it, is basically just by putting so much pressure on your opponent that he can't keep pace. And 20/20 minions every turn for 4 mana is the way you accomplish that. I really hope you guys enjoyed that game. It's so cool to watch all the different avenues that this Nin deck can pull off games. And I will be doing my Nin budget deck tech very soon, so stay tuned for that. See you guys later.